Good evening, our dear listeners of Light FM Uganda, which is based at Makerere University. This is Chris the Great, who's going to run this program, and is glad with some visitors. This is Political Talks, where we host many politicians, especially at Makerere University. As you know, this is a season of politics, although it is online. So we are since they said that we should go for online, we opted to start our radio station, that is Light FM, with our CEO, Short Legend. So allow me first send my shout out to is from University Hall, Mitchell Lakes, that is Complex, and Mitchell, Mombox, my girls, my ladies there at Mary Stewart are listening. I know Merab, they are listening to me. Froston, that is my ladies of Africa, and my gents of Livingston. My guys in Ichikon, Gaps, my friends in Ichikum, I cannot forget you. Thank you for tuning on 8 FM. Your happiness is our pleasure. So before we go far, let us first allow our visitor to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Muta University. To thank you both for a great listening. Thank you for you.
Yes. Good evening. This is Ssemakula Andrew Luvinga. I do Bachelor of Journalism and Communication, Guild aspirant, in for the post of Guild President. Humbly ask for your support. Also delighted to be here. Thank you, Short Legend, for this great innovation. Really a true definition of a Makerere University student. This is what we have to be doing. Thank you very much.
Since I never knew that here we have our guild president, that is nice. So, as before, let us to know our guild president. Who are you? Please explain yourself in one sentence.
In one sentence, will it really be enough for me to describe myself? Let it be a few words. Ssemakula Andrew Luvinga, very God-fearing man, very humble, very social. I'm down to life. I love living a low-key. A leader. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrew. And I can't call you His Excellence because you are an aspirant. I know very soon shall be. And do not forget us when you go in that house, because I've seen many people normally come and normally leave, or they forget their friends. Me hope you shall not forget your voters. So, Mr. Andrew, I would like to know a few things from you. I've been here at Makerere University. I've been seeing this politics of Makerere for over 3 years, how they run. I said, nowadays I'm not seeing a lot of fire burning students. I mean, if I talk of fire, don't think you do understand what I mean. I see there is no vibe as say of a
I would say there is actually a lot of fire. There is actually a lot of vibe. Maybe you haven't yet given it a lot of attention, but there are lots of changes that were brought up, of which we have to be flexible. We have to always fall within the dynamics. The world keeps on changing. What's there today will be different from what's coming tomorrow. Whatever is currently happening isn't what used to take place back in the days. So I can assure you there is a lot of fire. The political environment is booming. No, people are on fire. Everything is burning. So, my brother, just give it time. You really give it some good attention. There is a lot of vibe in the election, only that it's online, and you have to abide by the rules and regulations that have been set. No campaign rallies, for purposes best note the administration. As students, of course, we want it. This is our culture. But you have to follow the rules that have been set. But basically, there is a lot of vibe. If not yet experienced it, it's coming your way, no worries.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Again, as a leader, I'd like first to know manifesto. I don't know, because I've seen leaders coming with good political slogans. Current, as you see the previous elections of like Kenya, but they normally say Kenya Kwanza, what and what. So you as Andrew, what is your manifesto? So what are you going to do for people? In case these people trust you with their votes, what are some of the things that you see challenging Makerere, and you say, for me, we'll do them? Because most of the previous guild presidents, they have come, they promise heaven and earth. So for you, how are you going to be different from those guild presidents?
Now, basically, what I can say about my manifesto is it mainly encompasses the principles of leadership. The principles of leadership, accountability, but then I'm mainly going to focus on inclusiveness. The reason as to why you say very many leaders have been coming up and have been failing the students is not because they want to fail the students. At times, not that they are liars. They always fail because maybe they fail to include the students in everything that takes place in the university. Once you get power, you're a leader. You just have to lead other people. You have to make them involved. You have to have them involved in every single decision you take. You have to know what are their opinions, what ideas do they have. In order for them to be executed, still the people themselves also have to be involved. They have to take part. They have to actively participate in whatever takes part in the university. So mainly, we are going to focus on all the principles of good leadership. But mainly, we are going to look at inclusiveness of the students, because we believe that everything, no stone will be left unturned. Everything will be achieved as expected. Why? Because at the end of the day, I won't be the only one accountable, but everyone. This is leadership where every single student is going to be a leader in the different capacities. So, my dear ones, look up to getting changes, of which changes are going to be brought by not an individual, not only Andrew, Ssemakula alone, but all of us as students.
In your manifesto, I have picked one point of inclusiveness, which you have not exhausted it very well. So what are other things that you wish to do for other people apart from inclusiveness?
Now, basically, when I talk about inclusiveness, it's like I've exhausted everything. Why? I have my manifesto, then there are interests of other students. There is something you want. You as the great legend has his own things he would want to see happening in the university. You may have our own. Now, by inclusiveness, we mean, yes, well and good, I have my manifesto, but then what about the people I'm leading? There are lots of ideas in Makerere students. Makerere students are not people you're just going to think for. These are intellectuals. These are people who got cut-off points in whatever courses they are doing. So we are dealing with brilliant people of the country, brains, who are very creative, who can come up with lots of good ideas, of which now I'm talking of executing the ideas, the good ideas of other people, apart from only mine. I personally have mine that I can't even exhaust on one radio program, on one radio show. So, inclusiveness mainly, we are going to join hands. My manifesto is too small compared to the needs of Makerere Career University students. You get that, my brother? My manifesto is really so small, of which, without inclusiveness, I can't even achieve however small it is. I may not find myself executing everything. But how about we involve everyone? Bring your ideas, I bring mine, Angel will bring hers. Everyone out there will bring the different ideas. And you know that we are going to work as a team. So when we work together, all these things are going to be put in place. We're talking of leadership that is going to set an example for people that will come even after we've left.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Again, I've been seeing leaders complaining that they are not working due to the short time in government. For the previous 2 years, group presidents, they have been ruling for like 1 semester. But for you, like enough, you are going to rule for semesters because things they are normal. So far, I'd like you inform your voters when you go through your 100 days, what will you do for your voters?
Our first correction is it's not ruling for 2 semesters. It's leading for a year. Let's count it as a year. Vote in this month, the next election will be next year, the same month. So, the leadership we are going to post, as I've told you, it's mainly to do with the inclusiveness. Get my brother? And these people having a short time, they didn't really have a short time. It just happened that the election had been suspended due to reasons, due to circumstances that were unseen, that people weren't able to see coming. You get? These are things that came unanticipated. And you know, just like I've told you, you have to be flexible. You have to fit in whatever comes around. So, to post good leadership, it doesn't really need to take a year, to take 2 years, to take 5 years. At least with a little time they have been, there are different positions. You can tell who has worked, who has let the students down. So, in my own opinion, it's not to do with time. Leader is a leader. So, you're a good leader, just stick to values. But if Andrew is speaking of inclusiveness right now, of tomorrow, will he be answerable to the students in case they don't see that value in him? That is what we are mainly talking about. But even if they expand, now for this previous leadership, the time of work was limited due to whatever happened. But now we are looking at a situation, we can always never tell what the future is bringing. It's for God, we are only human. But what I'm saying is, even if they expanded the time, and they were like, now, Andrew, for the first time in history, the term of office is going to be for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. People can tell who a good leader is, who a bad leader is. So, time really has no problem because these people, they have posted some good leadership. Thank you.
Thank you for your submission. Then another thing, Mr. Andrew, I've been talking, but I haven't heard you talking about any political party you are standing on, whether you are independent or not. So I would like to know, why are you not talking any political party, or are you independent, and give us the reason why?
Now, issue to do with political parties is that, well and good, I may be affiliated to a political party or not. Then, I, as Andrew, also have my own personality and create a brand. How about people looked at you as Andrew? At the end of the day, well and good, you may be the face of the political party, but it may come when the political party is not going to be answerable, and it's you, the person. Right now, you've hosted Andrew, the political party. Whoever is listening to the voice of Andrew speaking for himself, not for any political party, not for any other person, but this is Andrew. You as Andrew, what are you going to put on table? What are you preparing to do for us? Not to do with, Andrew, are you for NRM? Are you for NUP? Are you for FDC? Are you for whatever party? What is that party preparing to bring on board? It's not the party. Well and good, the party may bring the guild president, but the party is never the guild president. Guild president is an individual who is chosen by majority of the students, of which this majority is these people becoming from different political parties. You'll find that Dangote winning his race, he wasn't only voted by NUP members, however much was brought by NUP. So now we are talking of inclusiveness of students, that whatever denomination you may be in, whatever party, whatever religion, it's Andrew for you. It's Andrew you're talking about, a person for everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Then I'd like to ask you this funny. Okay, sorry for that interruption. We are still on the question of it is saying Mr. Andrew as an aspiring good speaker, president. Sorry for that. I would like to know, have seen any good president normally come speak like pray angels and when they go in their house in their mind. So I would like you to tell your voters, are you also a president of Chigati or?
Okay, earlier on when I was introduced myself as a God-fearing person. Hope everyone got that. Good. Introduced myself as a person of values, follows values and principles. So, I don't know, since we are only human, no one can really check out to see what's in the heart of the other. But I think there's no best way of convincing you apart from giving you my word. Just trust me. Trust me, my dear people. I won't disappoint. Put up the best performance ever for you. Be a very good president. In my reign, you'll all be presidents. You'll all be leaders.
But you are showing us that you shall be the best president. Since we started this show, I haven't heard that you have ever been a leader before. So kindly, let us know, have you ever been a leader? Are you a leader per now? So, first, how do you convince your voters that you shall do the best, yet they have never seen your best?
Are you sure they have never seen my best? Now, to do with leadership, I've always been a leader. I'm a leader. Just passion. Just like any other person would have a hobby, leadership is just part of me. Leadership does not take positions. You don't necessarily need to have been a prefect in, your primary school. Though, okay, I was a head prefect. I was also a health minister in my secondary. I was a prime minister. My A level, basically at university, I'm a speaker of an association, the Journalists Association, Journalism Students Association. I'm the speaker. And apart from holding those positions, I've also always been a speaker. I've also always been a leader within my peers, within my circles, within, the different groups of people I associate with. This is what describes leadership. Kind of personality you are, kind of influence you put across people. You have positive influence in society. Is it negative? You always empower people to go for what they desire. So, I believe I've been that kind of person. So my brother, a leader, I've always been a leader. I'm not really new into this leadership thing. Part of me, I believe I'm always going to be a leader.
I'm glad to hear that you have been a leader. So, as a leader, what are the challenges that you have been seeing at Makerere University that students normally face?
There are a number of challenges. Just like any other human beings, things people face here, the things even the people outside Makerere face. Yeah. Now, you can't exhaust all people's problems because we are different. There is one with a problem of marks. There is a girl with a problem of sexual harassment. There is a girl with a problem of boys disturbing her, being all over her neck. There is that boy with a problem of girls being all over him. Problems are different. However big or small they may be. Exhaust people's problems. Currently government students have been complaining about receiving their money. They didn't get it. That's a problem. As a leader, you have to just keep on taking in whatever comes. You have to absorb all the forces that hit to the people you're representing. And with inclusiveness, you can post good representation. How? Because you will join, you can't solve a problem before identifying what it is. You can't give a solution before you identify what the problem is. So, story is interaction with people who are going through the hard times. And if your help, if their own, get solutions, you'll be like, now, how do we go about that? What do we do about it? So, There's nothing that can fail to be solved. Trust me, my brother. The problems people here are facing are very solvable. No problem.
Okay. Mr. Andrew, we shall come back on you. Let us first listen to our second contestant, our GRSC of SRC. I think she will explain more. Even I don't know SRC. So, Miss Grace, Honorable Grace, and they be on air and you introduce yourself to voters.
Yes, please.
So, Honorable Grace, you are live. You are live on air.
Yes.
I would like you to introduce yourself to voters. Who are you and which post are you contesting on?
Okay. I'm Mercy Grace Kyomuhendo, a year 2 student pursuing a bachelor's of journalism and communication and aspiring to be GRSC of the School of Language, Literature and Communication.
Yes.
That's what SLLC is. Because I heard you a few minutes earlier saying that you don't know what SLLC is, but that's what SLLC is.
Okay, Miss Honorable Grace, I'd like you to tell your voters in your 100 days in your government, in case you are in case you are elected into power, what will you do for your people?
I'll do a lot. And I won't promise what I won't keep, but I'll do something for my voters. I really.
I would like to know something that you'd like to do, or the challenges that you see and you wish to address as leader. Yes, Honorable. Stop. Honorable. I think we are sorry for that. She was on phone call. I think we shall go back on her again. Mr. Honorable. So again, Mr. Andrew, and the issue of you have been still telling me about
I'm sorry about that network issue.
no problem.
Yeah, well, I was saying there's a lot I intend to do. Our school is a school of communicators, and to some extent, it seems like we don't do what we are supposed to. So as GRC, maybe as a leader, when people choose me to come into power, I believe I will try to rejuvenate its strength to make the school alive and vibrant again.
Yes, as you know, there are some people who don't know even GRC in full. So, what is GRC and what are the responsibilities of a GRC?
Well, the GRC is a Guild Representative Council. So, I'm going to be representing my school, the School of Literature, Languages and Communication, in the Guild or on the Guild Cabinet, or Guild Government, sorry.
Yes?
Yeah, so most of if the Guild TB has something for us, I am the right person to reach it, my school, if I am GRC.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as a GRC, I would like you to tell your voters your manifesto. What do you wish to do for people? What are some of your manifestos?
Kindly, pardon, I'm not hearing you well.
I'm asking what are some of your manifestos as a GRC?
Well, that's a tricky question. My manifesto is kind of small. It's not a long list of words because I'm not a politician. I will lie. I've been a leader in my class, so I actually know that some of the things that my school needs, I need them to, because I'm still a class leader, I'm a class representative, and it's too early to reveal what is in my manifesto. So that's why I'm trying to dodge your question, but it's too early to reveal that.
Okay, you as honorable, what inspired you to contest on that post?
What?
What inspired you to contest on that post?
What inspired me a lot, first of being a class leader, I thought that I'm a class leader and I am formally a speaker, because right now we just signed in our new acting speaker. I'm running for this race, speaker of MUJCA, the Makerere University Journalism and Communication Students Association. So I know that if I am GRC, there's something I can reach out for, and my school can achieve them. I can't achieve when I'm a class leader, a class rep, and the MUJCA speaker. No, some of those things I can't reach them. I can't help reach them to my school. As a GRC, I'm in the house. Maybe I can represent my people well and argue out issues that really concern my school.
Yes, I thank
Yes.
you. I think we shall come back on you again.
Okay.
So, Mr. Andrew, we have been talking about the challenges of Makerere students that are facing, and you raised an issue of the government students failing to get their allowances in time. As you know, when you talk that issue, you touch the hearts of very many people. So what I know, very many people there, they are very heartful. They had a lot of in their hearts. So you as an incoming guild president, how will you address this the challenge of delay of allowances between students?
And now these are challenges that are easy to address. Very easy. If I'm to give you a recap of what I noticed in this whole situation, these are students I found around CTF1. No, they were trying to put up a demonstration, but then it seemed that they were suppressed by the police. Demonstration was suppressed. It didn't go any far. No one even noticed that there was actually a demonstration. It was intended to happen. You get that, my brother? What did they lack? Maybe they used the right procedures for putting up the demonstration. Did they involve their leaders? Because these are people who have class representatives. Now we are going down to the smallest unit of leadership. We have class representatives. These are people they voted within their different classes to represent them. So in such an issue, regardless of whether the class representative is on government or on private, well, classmates are going to demonstrate. You should be part of them. Come up for them. And apart from their class representatives, did they talk to the GRCs? Did they reach out to the guild cabinet? And apart from, issues that affect one, you find that there is a way they affect the other. You get. So I may not be a government student, but maybe there is one way I benefit from one who is being sponsored by the government. Why did you take it? Why do you take the whole burden on yourselves? Involve other people. Privately sponsored students may also be willing to come in for you, to stand in for you, because this is a cause that is really rightful. You're entitled. You're entitled to these allowances. And you have to get them in time. You have to question the administration why they haven't come. There has to be accountability. There has to be free flow of information. Because, this is our freedom. We have the freedom to access information anytime, anywhere. But now, when I talk of inclusiveness, I'm sure some people right now should be tired of that word. But, one thing that is going to solve everything is include other people. Government-sponsored students. You're our friends. We can fight for our friends. Come in and tell us what's going on. And maybe if you people are few, you can't demand it for yourself. You could stand in and demand it as a group and be like, okay, brothers and sisters have not been given their money. Sirs and madams, where is it?
Hold on, Miss His Excellency Andrew. We have said that every student at the Ssemakula University has a right to access information. I think you are informed that students straight away from the first week they have been crying poverty, and they are moved from one office to another. I've talked with their leaders. So you are trying to say that current leaders, they are not working, they are not doing their part, they are not playing their part because of not helping those students to get their allowances.
Maybe you've not understood very well what I'm talking about, my brother.
I have understood.
Yeah, I've not said the current leaders are not working. I've talked of inclusiveness. Were they involved? Were they alerted? Let one student come and tell us. I approached the guild president, the former guild president, His Excellency Alliance Dangote. I told him about what is happening. We told him what we are planning, and he refused to help us. But wait, did they include their leaders? Your problem hits you more than it hits me, because it's your problem at the end of the day. Once you get a problem and you don't involve me, I may not know what happened. Wherever you feel you can solve issues on your own, then you're going to die with it. You're going to come alongside other conditions, other, situations that are not good for your health. That's where you get yourself getting into depression, you're finding disappointments. But why? Why reach that extent yet you can actually, you devise. Don't die alone. Don't die alone. You can have your pressures, exerted onto other heads so that they can be smooth at the end of the day, that they may not hit as hard as they would have hit when you're handling it as an individual.
Terrible. I would like you to be clear enough, because what I know, every student at the Ssemakula University, I can say 99% they are WhatsApp groups, and what I know, normally receive every information in WhatsApp groups, in which I know leaders are also there, and the students that have been complaining in those WhatsApp groups. So when you talk that they did it alone, they did not include everyone. So I don't know there what you are trying to mean. So you as incoming president, be clear the fabric how you shall be handling such a challenges, or how shall you be helping your people. Do you also be in the front line as they are fighting for their allowances? Be clear enough.
Okay, now, however much 90% of the population are on WhatsApp, use WhatsApp, that everyone checks WhatsApp messages. And let me assure you, my brother, the attention I would give you in person is not the same attention I can give to a text. You get me? So what I'm talking about is, when we get into leadership, Andrew is going to be a reachable person. But you don't need connections to get to Andrew. You don't need to talk to Angel in order to get to Andrew. You won't need to look for short legend in order to connect to Andrew. Andrew is going to be a figure that is everywhere, a campus flower. Feel free to tell him anything that may look sensible or not. It's okay. You know, this is what is happening. This is what is going on in your life. You never know, you could get help. Yeah, but then, you know, we can't bring about situations of talking about how people send WhatsApp messages in WhatsApp groups, how the leaders saw them. No. There's no way you're going to come and be like, Andrew, ask for your help and you refuse to help me. You didn't approach me. Approach me in person. Why? When you vote a leader, the leader has to serve. Leadership is not to do with privileges that, you know, they are going to call you guild president or excellency. Going to, you know, all those things that come along, the title or what, people asking you. No, it's not to do with that. Let's focus on leadership, on service. Leadership is more of a burden. You know, leadership is more of a burden. But you're going to take in each person's burden as your own. And now that we're talking of a population of over 40,000 students, you have to be willing to stand that bulk. So, my brother, leaders you voted have to stand in for you. Not by their will, but the principle of service. They came to serve you. Leader doesn't stand to be served, but a leader has to serve.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrew. We're going to receive another visitor. He's also a politician, also a GRC. So, I don't know if he's ready. So, Honorable, we welcome you to Light FM Uganda. So, first of all, first introduce yourself to
a very good evening to all the listeners. My name is Ssebandeke Reagan. I am a fourth-year student of medicine and surgery. I am here today with my comrade to discuss about our candidates for the various positions that we present. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Legend for creating Light FM, which has given us this platform to share our ideas and vision, the future of our whole. I would also like to recognize the presence of my other two senior comrades, the Honorable Master Kyomuhendo, aspiring GRC, and also His Excellency Ssemakula Andrew, the aspiring president of this great university. I would also recognize our host, Mr. Principals.
Yes. So, Mr. Honorable, what are you contesting on? What is your post?
As I've said, once again, my name is Ssebandeke Reagan. A fourth-year student of medicine and surgery. I'm aspiring for the position of chairman, Mr. Hall.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. I'm glad to have a chairperson in the house. So we have been facing many challenges in halls as students from Sssemakula University. So I've got you as an incoming chairperson, and again you do medicine. So what are some of the challenges that students reside in halls face?
Well, thank you so much for that question. To be honest, challenges that students who reside in halls of residence face are very many. We cannot exhaust them all. However, maybe I would just like to give a summary of those key points that people face. One of them I can say could be concerning about sanitation. The other one could be something concerning their security. And the third one, if I'm to make it, to capture all, is a poor service delivery by the whole administration. This includes maybe providing them with curtains in their showering rooms, providing the students with maybe entertainment services, providing them with the Wi-Fi. So all of those things I'm combining them to be service delivery, because being students and being attached to a particular hall, they are supposed to receive such incentives.
Thank you, Honorable, for the years. The years students have been here at Sssemakula reside in halls. They have been complaining about those challenges that you have mentioned above, and all incoming persons who normally come, they also put that manifesto in that point in their manifestos. So you as an incoming chairperson, how are you extraordinary? How are you special from those people that you have mentioned that you shall address them?
I beg your pardon?
You said as an incoming chairperson, the challenges that you have mentioned above, many chairpersons that have been mentioning them, and have been existing for years, regime after regime, but you have never seen them being solved. So for you as a chairperson becoming, how are you going to assure us so that we trust you with our vote that these things they shall be solved?
Well, thank you very much for that question. Well, I'd like to answer it by first of all saying I'm not any different from any other person, and I don't have maybe to compare myself to say that maybe I'm superior to any other person. But what I would put forward is the vision in which I come in. So I come in a vision of better and inclusive leadership that tends to provide practical solutions to the challenges we are faced as a whole. If you could take maybe part of my campaign slogan is one culture for many voices. It means that as chairman, I will ensure that all student voices are heard, that we work together to create a better living environment in which whole. That means that it gives an assurance that I'm not coming as a person to handle such problems alone. My tool is we intend to be inclusive, like all students should be attached in to the process of making mutual whole a better place. Thank you very much.
Mr. Honorable, I'm well informed about ACR committees of all House of Residents. How are you going to address this issue of the university not funding ACR?
Well, that's a very good question. So what I could comment about that, ACR money comes part of the guild subscription fees, that every student pays. Everyone who's in year one pays a little bit of the huge functional fees, of which amount is included. By virtue, every regime that comes in is supposed to receive part of that money unless special circumstances happen. For example, for this regime that has been resolved, the previous regime, we as Mutual Hall and University Hall, we did not receive the ACR fund just because of the clash that had happened between Mutual and University Hall, whereby some of the glasses were broken and so on. The university said that they're not giving, they are going to use them to repair the broken glasses of University Hall. So what I want to answer about that, unless special circumstances or instances happen, that by virtue, every SCR is supposed to receive that amount of money. What we're supposed to do is we have to just put ourselves in a position to prevent such instances from happening. Then by virtue, we shall get that money.
We have seen that being happened in two regimes, because I remember that the saga of UH and Mitchell, it happened, if I'm not deceiving, it was last year.
I beg your pardon, I'm not getting like your voice well.
I'm saying I'm well informed about the saga of University Hall and Mitchell, and they have said that their money is not coming because of that saga, and I know it happened in the previous regime, not this current one, and they said the other regime of I can say of Shamim, the University Hall and Mitchell was not funded. They said that they went to compensate for the destruction, the properties. But again, even this regime of Dangote, we are seeing ACR meetings, ACR receiving their allowances and their project not being funded.
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe I'm a bit disturbed by since I'm on phone. The voice is a bit cracking, and I might not be able to hear some of the question. Like what I've understood as if you are trying to inquire from me, what will I do in case we don't receive such funds as an SCR? Is this what you're trying to bring out?
No, I was saying that. Are you getting me?
Maybe could you try me, because your voice is a bit low. Maybe you get closer to the phone.
I'm saying
yes.
That, we have seen the ACR being not funded in these two regimes, and you have said that that they are not receiving their money because of the saga of Micho and the UH, in which I know I'm well informed that it happened in the regime of Shamim, and he never received and saying that they are compensating those destructions. But again, in this regime of Dangote, we are not seeing any funding of ACR meetings and the projects and works.
So I now get your question. I would like to be very open, my brother, and to everyone who is listening. Things concerning ACR money, whether they have received or they have received or they haven't received. Because the way you're asking me, you're like, you're not seeing something being done. I don't think I'm in a best position to answer that question, because currently I'm not part of the outgoing HCR. But it would be best if a member from the outgoing HCR, for example, like the outgoing chairman, would be the best one to answer whether or not whether they received the HCR money or not, because I'm not sure whether they received it, and I'm also not sure whether they didn't receive it. Maybe that question you would ask me, if at all it was me and I get into that scenario and we actually don't receive the money, what will I do?
The question is like this, so that I'm well informed about that issue, that people are not being funded. So you, as an incoming chairperson, how can you address that issue in case it also happens in your regime?
Still this comes back to the vision in which I'm coming in to stand for this post of chairmanship. I've said our vision will be already student-centered and inclusive leadership that tends to find my brother that even though you don't get a funding of the SCR money, maybe for example you could ask me solutions to the challenges that we have. The challenges I've spoken about, for example, like plantation. We used to have periods whereby they could organize, let's say, like in the last Saturday of the month, they do general cleaning. That could be done by students themselves, like volunteering to clean our places of residence. It's very clear that whenever we go to our whole leadership and we complain about issues that affect us, for example, like sanitation, you tell us that maybe the number of cleaners we get is very few compared to the number of blocks that are supposed to clean, which I believe is very true, because we find a particularly cleaning block C all levels. She goes ahead to clean same place of inconvenience on block A. What I'm saying is that in such a case, it's all about the vision we have, all the approach we have that will bail us out. For example, however, it is true that these people get very few number of cleaners compared to what they're supposed to receive. I don't believe whether it is a fact that they also get cleaning utilities, like in liquidation they make, for example, liquid soap, brushes, and scissors. Our strategy, why we are saying that we are coming in a vision of student-centered and inclusive leadership that finds practical solutions to the problems they are faced. Could you imagine if at all we had a free brush or a free squeezer that is in the place of inconvenience we use? I'm sure even if you, my brother, and you go maybe to ease yourself and you find that the floor is flooded with water, the next step you could do is to take a squeezer and start water off the ground. Those are the new practical solutions we want to bring, and as you've seen, they don't involve money. But if you've not got money, we can have those things done and solve our problems that we as the people are faced. It does not require us to get ACR money for us to get visas and so on. I believe that the whole makes the requisition for such things. Just need to bring up an idea, and probably they will have to go by it. Things of, for example, like the general cleaning I've said, maybe once in a month, it might not require us to first get a huge ACR funding, but it just needs us to get an idea and make it practical. I don't know whether I'll try to answer your question.
You have tried to answer my question. Then again, Mr. Chairperson,
Yes.
at least I've tried to visit the Mitchell Hall, and I'm sorry to say, but it is one of the halls that have poor sanitation. They have said that you shall be helping, or you shall be carrying out like general cleaning. So you as a student, because what I know, you have been a student, not even a leader. So which evidence, or what are those qualities that you are telling us that assure us that you have been doing so that you shall convince other students to also copy from you?
I'm not heard you well when you were asking the question. You maybe pardon me.
I was asking that
Yes.
you have been a student, not a leader at
Yes.
the Mitchell Hall. So what are those of the qualities that you are saying so that other leaders, they will copy from you? Because I said that you shall be carrying out general cleaning at the end of the month. So for you,
The 5 what? The 5 what?
you are saying that you shall be doing general cleaning at every end of the month. So I would like you to know, you as a student, because now you haven't become a reader, so have you been doing so? Help those cleaners in case when you find like too much water in shower rooms and you clean it and you dry it, that other leaders, they can copy from you?
Oh, I hope now I get your question. You're trying to ask is it what I'm speaking about? What I'm speaking about, have I been practicing it as a person?
Yes.
Well, what I would like to answer it. First of all, I've not yet confirmed, or I'm not yet saying that maybe if I become chairman of which hall, we shall be doing general cleaning like every last Saturday of the month. This will still depend on the ideas people have, because I've said my leadership will always be student-centered and to be inclusive. If we find that people are buying that idea, we shall opt for it. The 4 years I've been here, 3 of them have been arrested on Block D. For my block, it could take me back. For example, in the morning, you go to shower and you find that someone is in one room showering, yet water is not flowing. It's just like piling up. You get. As a person, I had discovered, I knew why this water was piling up. So it could be easier for me to get something and get maybe like a stick, go and there is a drainage channel that takes that water. So I clean the drainage channel and then water starts flowing. I've been doing such things. Then also for my block, you could find that in most of the cases, our latrine would like the flow of our places of inconvenience could easily flood. We had an initiative. Actually, we had even collected money like 1K per room, and we bought a squeezer, so just specifically for our block. That initiative was started by one of our comrades, I think, called Mr. Benjamin. So we've tried those initiatives before, and at least for a while they tried to work out. For us. I'm not meaning that we are going to be cleaning entire Mitchell Hall by ourselves. But what I'm saying, as we continue to demand for these cleaners to do their part, in case they get reluctant as we try to follow up, we should not be seated in a comfort zone, because in the end it will be us who will be suffering. If you get a disease like cholera, it will be you personally who is suffering. You just need to make this one like more of inclusive leadership, and like everyone is subjected to what you are doing to the cause, and in that way we can achieve it.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Due to the time, I'd like you to summarize as well as you request from your lecture.
I've heard a voice is a bit breaking, but I've heard you are saying you would like me to summarize. Is it what I've said, or summarize something? I've not heard the other word.
You summarize due to time.
Like I summarize what I'm supposed to say.
Yes.
So thank you. Maybe if if I'm summarize all what I'm saying here, as well said, once again, my name is Ssebandeke Reagan, and I'm chairman of Mutual Hall. And I don't want to say that I don't want to call it my manifesto, but I want to call it like my vision. I basically target three main areas: sanitation, security, and monitoring services by the whole. If I'm saying something about sanitation, sanitation is a basic need that we accessible to all students living in Hall. We plan to improve sanitation services by making the various students to feel like they are the real stakeholders of this, and like making it inclusive. Again, like you might find that all these points I've spoken about, all these issues, they are interconnected. For example, when you have a clean and safe living spaces, are more likely to feel a sense of pride in our community. And when we know that our security is being taken seriously, we can focus on our studies and our personal growth can go on. When we feel like our voices are being heard and our needs are being met, we are more likely to feel that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. But beyond these specific issues, my campaign is all about building a culture of inclusivity and attachment.
Yes, Honorable.
That's why my slogan is one culture, many voices. I believe that every single person in our community has something to contribute, whether it's unique, whether it's in a unique perspective, talent, or just a smile and a kind word. So,
thank you for that submission.
As a chairman, I will work tirelessly to make sure that every voice is heard and every person feels like they belong, they feel that attachment to Mutual Hall. I would like maybe to end there, and I would like to end by looking for the support such that we can put this one into reality.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Honorable.
Thank you so much for hosting me also. I would also like to thank all the listeners who have spent much of their time and invested their data to attend this show.
Okay, now we are going back to the studio. I'm seeing here we have a beautiful lady. I think let her first introduce herself again.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Kyomuhendo Angel. I'm here to talk about what I think a good leader should be. Well, I'll not say much. I'll talk specifically about Ssemakula Andrew, good president, the aspiring good president. Well, some few things that I've seen in him is passionate, like love for the people. He's a good person. He's a good leader, like he's inspiring. Has his goals. Like, this is my little introduction.
Ms. Muton Angel, I'd like you to tell the public what would you wish for His Excellency Andrew Mr. Bambitu. What are the challenges that you see and His Excellency Honorable would wish him to solve?
Problem of missing marks. I personally have faced missing marks. When you get issues of missing marks, like it's really hard to get your marks. So I would love him to talk about that, like parents should give in time to make sure that everyone gets their marks. And if someone is not around, like maybe a lecturer, like they should be able to give us marks in time that you can know where to correct yourself, see the future. Like it's not good to start another semester without semesters.
Okay, thank you. I think My dear listeners, I think this is the agent of His Excellency. Not an agent. So I'm back again, as you know, where there is a big drum. You try to drum those small drums slowly. So now let me go back to the big drum. His Excellency Andrew. So you have been addressing the issue of agitation, or before we go for other honorables, mainly.
Like I say, there are very many issues to address. We have very many students in Makerere University, of which you find that each one as an individual is having his or her own issue. So regarding the issue of tuition, what's there to do with tuition? Decrement, shall get the decrement. Why the assurance? Because the pressure is going to be put on administration by all of us, not by Ssemakula Andrew. Issue of missing marks, I assure you we are going to get marks on our portals. Why? Because very many voices sound louder than a single voice. Hey brother, once we come up as a number of people, as a group, as the entire students community, and we ask for marks, sure the pressure will be felt. No, how courageous will that lecturer be not to put the marks on the portals? Can you answer that, my brother? How courageous could he be?
Beg your pardon?
Like if we combined voices, we are talking of Micho combined with Uwet, combined with Lumumba, combined with, Northcote, and the rest of the hoes. How courageous would the lecturer be to put marks on the portal? The students, when they are demanding as a group?
I can answer in this way. I'm going to answer in a question way. Is it all wrong? Those holes, they have been there. Lecturers, stubbornly, they have been failing to put marks on the portals.
Now that stubbornness is what we are going to drag out of them, my brother. Mark my words. We are going to drag the stubbornness out of the lecturers. Why? Because now this is us. This is not I. This is not you. Us. We are a group. We are going to stand up for us. My slogan is, we have to save the hill to build for the future. It's us. It can't be an individual. Trust me, my brother. All the challenges we find, all the problems we are facing are going to be solved. And at least by the end of the term of office, if God lets us, we live by the will of God. If God gives us that position, trust me, we shall have put up a very significant performance. Leadership that will be appreciated, leadership that will be looked upon, leadership that will always work as a reference for people that will come after us.
Honorable, as you have said, the slogan goes, you need to save the hill for the future. Build for the future. And you talk about indisciplines in the hill, because I've seen people talking about this indiscipline of homosexuality. For you as Nini Coming, how do you address this issue?
Now, my brother, if you're to talk about entirely discipline at the hill, what I can tell you is that Makerere is one of the institutions that has most disciplined students, my brother. You know that? And again, Makerere is one of the institutions that has the most indisciplined administration. Why? Makerere University students have never arose out of no reason. Getting out of bed and they be like, let us strike. That you'll find that the administration has always dragged them to the walls, squeezed the worst out of them. Get, my brother? They are all forced to what? Come up for themselves. Talking about homosexuality, according to me, my brother, values are values. Principles are principles. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. I'm a very staunch Christian. And according to me, people are just pretending, but there is no one who doesn't know the truth. Homosexuality actually doesn't exist. In my own context, it is stupid. What is homosexuality? It's nowhere. It's nowhere. It doesn't exist. A man can never be married to a man. A woman can never be married to a woman. I say this without fear or favor.
That is in your own context. I think as an educated, as an elite, I think you know that thing exists. There is homosexuality. Those practices, those bad practices, they are around. So in case you try to rise up, how will you be handling such experiences?
Now, my brother, like I've given you my opinion to do with homosexuality. That's mine according to Andrew. Angel can be having hers, you can be having yours. The great, you get. One I've given is mine. I personally, I don't believe in homosexuality. But if it came up as a constitutional right, my dear, it would be in the law. It would be part of the constitution. However, we all come from families where we are, where there is socialization. I personally come from a very staunch Catholic family. I don't believe in homosexuality. You could find that there is a person who comes from a very spoiled family. Makerere is a sample space of the whole Uganda. It's where you find people of different cultures. According to my religion, alcohol is not bad. According to a Muslim, it is very bad. You get my point? So, in my own point of view, my brother, if you're homosexual, I have no business with you. I don't believe in what you do. However, you have reasons as to why you believe in what you do. But then, I stand my grounds to say it is a very big vice, and if at all it's consuming up people, we need serious prayers. You need to pray for yourselves, my brothers and sisters. There is no way you convince me that you are attracted to a fellow man. How?
Mr. Andrew, as I think we need to hear some views from outside the studio. People, our dear listeners outside, you can dial 0762 653 648 in case you want to give out your submission, or in case you want to ask any question one of these honorables in the studio. So, Mr. Andrew, as we wait for phone calls, you can as well go ahead, continue your submission.
What submission? To do with homosexuality again? And we done with homosexuality?
Yes.
I'm very sure the listeners have heard say about homosexuality. I, as Ssemakula Andrew Lubinga, don't believe in homosexuality. I give no space to people who believe in homosexuality. However, if they identify it as their right, then what shall we do? If at all it's passed on in the constitution. This is something I never give my time, because according to me it doesn't exist. There is no way if a woman is going to be attracted to a woman, then what will you do? Will it be called sex? Is it for you not to fulfill a sexual desire? What is it exactly? So, personally, when you're a leader, you're leading all people. You're not going to ban homosexuals and you'll be like, let them die in hell and what? Reasons as to why they are homosexuals. No? And if I found these people, I'd have all reasons to challenge them. However, if they find that it's the best for their lives, dear ones, we all have goals we are chasing. However much it's wrong, maybe it's the way they have been brought up. Maybe it's not wrong to them. So my view regarding homosexuality, I, Ssemakula Andrew Lubinga, I believe in man-woman marriage. Man-man marriage. Like man-woman.
Okay, I think we can see one call. Hello, our dear listener. Yes, who are you and where are you calling from?
This is John Ken. I'm calling from Kavule.
Yes.
I want to submit something
Oh, go ahead.
and also question. I will start with Andrew and give the president.
Yes.
We are here. He has said is good sharing values and principles well. Has the leadership skills that can make him a better leader. Now, I want to ask him that can he agree with me that he will not change anything at Makerere University? If he agrees, if he doesn't, why? Next question is about government students. He said maybe they did not engage the leaders responsible, who are actually engaged very well. But,
Yes, we are getting you. Yes.
Now, I want to.
Yes. Stop listening to yourself. You try to reduce your radio station. Radio. Mr. John, Ken. You try to reduce on your radio as you give your submission. Our dear listeners, I think this phone call, we are not getting it well at the end. I think Honorable can answer the few questions he has had.
And now there is one question I took. It was my brother was asking whether there is anything whether we believe that we can change something at Makerere University. Was it to do with that? It was in that context, right? Now, this is what is happening all over the world.
But dear listener, say that you believe that you cannot change anything, or if you can, why?
Why you not believe that I can actually change something? Not I, but we can actually change something. I've been in Makerere for some time and I've seen changes. I've read about Makerere history and I've seen people that have come up and have caused changes. No, when KJ stood up one time to challenge the 15% fees increment, it looked like a joke. Then, with time, this is something that was given attention and actually fees were decreased. When numbers arose to fight for online, to fight the online classes, to fight for physical lectures, it looked a joke. In the end, she achieved it, my dear. That is the most significant thing in her reign. We've had people like Nelson Mandela standing up. Do you know what it meant? A black man standing against whites to fight apartheid. It looked a joke. Whoever had Mandela talk of it was like, what can you change? What can you do about it? What are you going to do about it? But then let me tell you, my brother, things look impossible until they are achieved. Once we get the changes, you will see that we can actually change something. And that's why I talked about setting an example. Other leaders that will come after we've left. Why? Because we should put marks that people are going to follow. People are going to be able to see that actually these people changed something. So we can also be that powerful. We can also cause changes in Makerere University. But then if we can't change anything, then there is no reason as to why we vote leaders. Then it's useless. Then the whole process is a wastage of time.
Another, he said in his submission that he believed that students, they interacted with the leaders.
Oh, I do journalism and communication, and wherever I'm speaking, I use clear language. We're using language of maybe. No, we're trying to see things out of the frame. I was wondering, why were these people's, and why was their demonstration suppressed before it even went any far? Is it because they didn't involve leaders? Is it because leaders weren't involved? Right? So, all was to go in line with inclusiveness. Include leaders, let leaders include you, and you see whether things are actually not achievable. Hey brother, they will be achievable. These are things we'll achieve. Things that look far away from you are the closest to you. The biggest impossibilities are the biggest possibilities. Only that, people don't believe that actually these things can happen. These things can be changed. Let's always be positive. Let's always have a very positive attitude. And you will see, my brother, you will see us getting to bigger miles.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. I think you can take this mic again to Miss Angel. Miss Angel, what did you talk about this issue of allowances for government students today?
Well, I believe things to change. They need someone to those judge of giving them. Of course, they have a leader. What's with inspiring good presidents? He should have hope because to his good sense of humor, I believe he will do something about.
So as you know, Miss Angel, thank you for that submission, but do you believe there have been a leadership regime and students that have been giving out their grievances?
I do believe that. This is market. No. Students come up to raise an issue. Been seeing students is up. Most times we don't get not involved in. We don't get it about now. Be involved in. I think we shall get this time round. Things will really. Results will miss and
so His Excellency Andrew, why is it Makerere, it is a public university and other public universities they have received their allowances and Makerere it is delaying?
Makerere is Makerere, other universities are other universities. We don't really know what takes place the other side. Now, let's focus here. Questions as to why allowances have delayed. The administration that can answer that question best. And they have to be answerable, of course. You have all freedom to information. Freedom has to, information has to flow freely. You have to know why. But if I give you a reason right now, it would be a lie. Our main concern is demanding for them because the students are entitled to them. The reason as to why they have taken long, I can't really tell. That has to be answered by the administration. Our main concern is we have to get them. We don't need to really sympathize. We don't need to sympathize so much with the administration to understand what they are going through and why. Because These are entitlements. Wherever it is concerning you, there is where administration doesn't turn up. Are you aware that if you went with all your kinds of reasons for not having an exam permit, let us say it's not something to do with network issues and stuff, but it's your personal reason. If you went without an exam permit, no one would listen to you, apart from when the lecturer is so understanding. Procedures would be so long. Go to the registrar or what all, been giving it a deaf ear, and you end up missing the exam. But you will find that administration wants to be understood. Every single point. No? These are people who will promise that the ivory tower has to be constructed within 2-3 months, and it will take years. These are people who will tell you, Mumba Hall has to be closed so that we renovate it. And you will find that it has other inhabitants who are non-students. You get what I'm talking about, my brother?
Mr. Honorable, I've been seeing the previous president saying that the VC Nwangwe must go. You also such a leader?
Such a leader who says what? That VC should go?
Yes.
Now what we want is change. What we want is these people taking us for granted, taking what we want for granted. So this is not to do with Nwangwe. It's to do with what we want. The other person could come and maybe he would be worse than Nwangwe. A little better, who knows? But Nwangwe can work on what we want. It's okay him staying. The thing is not Nwangwe going. The thing is responding, the administration being responsive our demands, as long as they are for the good of us and the entire university. If it is Nwangwe going that can solve it, well and good. But if at all he can give us what we demand for, then the problem is not really Nwangwe. The problem is what we demand for. That's what we look up to.
Okay, you have said that the issue is not in Nwangwe. I would like to know. So the issues are about what? So are you trying to say that because we all know that Nwangwe is the Vice Chancellor of Makerere, so are you trying to convince the public that has been doing well?
I'm not saying Nwangwe has been doing well. Neither am I saying he has been doing bad. This is what I'm saying. We could be blaming Nwangwe when the problem is ours. How? Maybe we've given him a lot of power. Maybe we've given him the chance to step on us, which he wouldn't have done. Get? So, how about we all rise up and we show Nwangwe what we want? Maybe he will respond. And maybe in case he fails, why not go? Why not leave us? Why not us get a better vice chancellor? Get that?
This Honorable, try to highlight a few downfalls and achievements of VC University.
Now, just like my slogan says, save the hill to build for the future. I have no praises to shower the Vice Chancellor and his whole administration. It's only to carry lots of blame, burdens of blame. Why? Because what has he done for Makerere? Using Lumumba Hall, getting its inhabitants, spread all over. Hall is cheaper. People have reason as to why they go to Hall. Maybe it's closer to campus for those who need to concentrate. Maybe it is cheaper than private hostels. Now just imagine all the people that were inconvenienced, the people Lumumba was having, where they are right now. You have no ivory tower and we stand and start praising Nwangwe, who got us one monument at the 100 years without our ivory tower being in place. You're praising a monument that stands no meaning, you get. So, my own opinion, I have no praises for the Vice Chancellor. However, don't know, is it because maybe he hasn't been guided? So that is it basically. I would say the administration, let's not say Nwangwe alone, because it's, Nwangwe has a number of people, maybe advisors and etc. Administration has achieved, how should I state it? Nothing like achieving. Administration has contributed more harm than good to the university. Because you can't start praising when we've known Makerere for being one of the greatest universities in Africa, and was rated 13th this year. No, there is no single praise for our administration.
Okay, since you have said that you carry a lot of blame on him, you also join those people can say that we need a change.
There are different types of changes. There is changing an administrator. There is an administrator changing his attitude towards the students and the students' demands. So, changes change. You just want the best for the university.
Just need the change for the university. Another question. I also believe that Makerere University and nowadays it is boring or not?
Makerere University is not boring. Your life is what you make it. It starts with you. How boring is Makerere University? How do you want it to be interesting? Want the vice chancellor to take you to the bar? Do you want your lecturer to get you a girlfriend? Life is what you make it. We all have different interests. Makerere University has a swimming pool for those who are interested in swimming. Makerere University has churches for those who are interested in praying. There is a mosque for those who feel they have a very strong attachment to the Quran. There is a library for those who like reading. People have smartphones. People are free to go to the bar. So there is no way you can say Makerere University is boring. It's not boring in any single way.
Okay, Mr. Honorable, why is it a previous 2 years or 3 years ago, I've been hearing a lot of noise in Makerere, but nowadays when you around Makerere, it is like holiday. What is the reason?
So noise is the interesting part of Makerere University, my brother. No, not really. We perceive things differently. You could take that as boring, and someone else would perceive it in an attitude of peace, that maybe Makerere University is peaceful nowadays. But it depends. You're free to do anything as long as you don't go against any person's right. So if you feel you need some noise, go into your room, play your woofer, play it out loud, and no one will ever blame. As long as you don't inconvenience your neighbors. But I personally don't think Makerere is boring. Makerere is interesting,
So are you trying to say the silence of Makerere in peace?
Makerere is not silent. Makerere is not silent. Makerere is just okay. My main concern is that they're eroding culture. They are taking away what belongs to us, and it's what we want to restore. That's how we want to save the hill, to build for the future.
That's what I want to hear, because when I talk of noise or silence, most of people might not understand me outside there, but people who do stay in Makerere or are students of Makerere do understand what I mean. I mean, the culture of Makerere has somehow died. So, are you ready to revive the culture of Makerere, where a leader cannot be able to keep quiet in case of any challenge? Because I have told you the reason why these challenges are happening, especially students. It is because in leaders, after going through, they are given a chigata and they keep quiet. That's why, like students, they can be there shouting down, and maybe there is no one to aid them, especially their leaders, because of their leaders who are somehow Vochigati.
Now, my brother, I'm not going to revive the culture. We are going to revive the culture together. Bribe is easy to take when you own power to yourself. However, there are very many eyes looking at you. Very many eyes on you. You have Short Legend, you have the Great, you have Angel, you have the chairperson, Mitchell Hall, you have all the gearasses. These people are all part of the whole processes that are taking place. You know whatever is happening. There is free flow of information. People know each single step that takes place in the guild. My brother, trust me, it will be very hard to take bribe. But imagine I'm owning power. I go meet the vice chancellors, the guild president. This is Ssemakula Andrew. I've gone as Your Excellency Ssemakula Andrew. I'm going to meet the vice chancellor. You get whatever has come out, no one knows. I'm the one who is going to feed you with whatever I want you to hear. And that's when you find that it's easy to take bribe. And let me tell you, even the person who is giving you bribe sees how weak you are. How greedy are you for power? This person they are going to easily take up. Let the vice chancellor call you, and go with Angel, go with who, and you will even lose track. You will not have a preamble. You won't have any way of starting to engage into the Chigati. However, I don't know about the Chigati. Are there leaders that have taken Chigati, and from who specifically? Do you have that information, my brother? As we've said, we are free. We have to pay information freely. Are you aware of some people?
I'm not saying that people are taking Chigati, but I'm asking you that will you be part of those people who take Chigati? Because as we know, in our country, Uganda is full of corrupt leaders.
In fact, there is any case in case there is any saga of Chigati in our regime, then it will be the entire campus has taken the Chigati bribe. Why? As I talked of inclusive leader, I'm not going to stand in the position as guild president and start understanding for all the intellectuals. A decision by the administration, I alone, I can endorse it and be like, yes, it's okay. No, everything has to be revised by all of us. As we say, we want to achieve this. The problem is there is a way leadership is going astray. People are tending to represent the administration, the students, instead of representing the students in administration. Hey brother, we want to pose some selfish leadership that is going to be student-centered. Students' interests first, any other thing. What are the students saying? Well and good, the administration wants to impose this. But what is the students say about it?
I also believe that all incoming leaders at Makerere University have been sweet-talking, talking polite before accessing the offices.
But you have to be polite. Everyone has to be polite. You have to be sweet. Even if you're not a leader, even if you're a layman, you have to be sweet. So, what's the main question? Did they have to be rough?
I mean, they come when they are sweet talking. Their voters are thinking through. They keep quiet.
Life does not end at campus. People will always judge you by your deeds. Do good and it will pay good. Bad, it will be paid off with bad. You reap what you sow. People get to know you. You may come as Andrew and you lie to people and what, but that's not the end of the world. People will meet you even in the future and they will know Andrew is a liar. He's not a man of his word. He's valueless. He has no values. And my brother, that will amount to you being cheap. Will be equivalent to cheap.
Do you believe that has been happening?
It takes some great analysis. These are things we don't be sure of. We be 50-50. And you have to be factual. When you're bringing out some stuff, you have to have proof. You may say someone got Chigat when the person actually didn't get it. This is not to be sided. Or not saying what the people want to hear, that I should come and start criticizing people and be like, those leaders, I won't be like those who get. Maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they were there could be a threat. I can threaten Angel and be like, Angel, once you talk about this, you're going to be suspended. You should go against her decision when it hasn't been Chigati. So, really don't have the right information and you can't judge. You may judge a fellow man in the wrong way, the wrong direction.
Issue is not all about Chigati, but the issue is all about hard working. Silence does not mean about maybe they gave you Chigati, but sometimes it's about hard working. So when a person is not working, that's why you see silence or you can feel silence. Because you as an incoming guild president, this current regime, it is soon ending. What are some of the failures that you learn from them? Failures they have done, but for you, and learn a lesson from it. If I go into power, we'll start from here.
I couldn't term them as failures, such maybe somewhere, somehow they did what? We are limited by some resources, maybe. That's really not to mind. Let's not focus on other people's failures and focus on what we want to put as new leadership, because we are new leaders, right? So I focus on failures, yet the achievements ahead of us that we can actually look up.
Mr. Andrew, as you know, if you studied the history of political science, you all know that every leader register failures and achievements. That's why I asked you, what lesson do you learn from failures of the past? Because every leader will register failures and achievements.
When we were starting, you yourself, you said that this regime had very little time. Were they 3 months? They were barely 3 months. So maybe we don't know. Could they have failed because of time where they failed? Again, there is a lot there. Only that there is still a lot to address. And question of missing marks. Very many regimes have come and have failed to solve it. Maybe we shall have enough time to address it. It will never happen. Maybe when people that will come after us will be okay with it, but then our regime, there is no stone that will be left undone. That's why we don't really have to focus on other people's failures, but we have to focus on what are we going to solve? What problems are people having right now? What is Angel's problem and how have you helped Angel?
Our dear listeners, I think let us first have a glass of water as we come again in the studio.
The 8th Guild Minister of Students with Disability in partnership with Makerere University, Naweza Foundation, and PEPFAR
brings you the Disability Awareness Day.
Let's keep the pressing, just keep on praying.
It's happening on 20th March 2023 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
in the CTF2 Auditorium, Makerere University. Come witness the abilities in the people's disability through presentations like music, poems, inspirational talks, life-changing speeches, and many more. We shall also be giving out
free HIV testing and counseling. My boys, come for free condoms.
Theme of the day:
inclusion in health, education, and employment levels grounds for equal participation to all.
Pressing, just keep on praying.
Light the form, light the form.
Your hotness, our pleasure.
Okufuna obuweereza bwa Light FM Uganda obw'omulembe, genda ku Google Play Store odownloadinge oba onstallinge Zeno Radio app, osearchinge Light FM Uganda. Osobola okubagoberera ku Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter n'emikutu emirala gyonna. Era nga nsigadde nze Kabaka Auba yakutegeeza ebyo. Gambye sigivaako naawe genda maaso kubeera ng'ogiye kukumira akuume.
mighty the walls around thee. Great and mighty the gates beside thee. Great and mighty the walls around thee. Great and mighty.
Okay, welcome to this short commercial break. I think now we are in our conclusion. We are concluding. We are winding up. I think we are going to welcome our honorables to say the last word there, final remarks. I think we are going to start with the chairperson of Mitchell Hall. Please give out your remarks, your final remarks.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to have my concluding remarks. And so I would like to conclude by asking everyone for their support, not just for me as an individual, but for the vision that I represent. Let's work together to create a community that we can all be proud of, and that values inclusivity, attachment, and power of many voices coming together. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to hear from you. A very good night to everyone. It was nice being part of this special talk.
Thank you, Honorable.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Honorable, for your time. Now I think we can welcome our one and only Excellency Andrew to give his remarks.
Dear listeners, the whole audience, gallant Makalarians, thank you for tuning in to Light FM. These are projects of our own people, and solidarity, unity amounts to is supporting your own. If something belongs to one of us, then it's for all of us. Time, these are innovations that can be improved. These are the big men of tomorrow. Once again, I'm Ssemakula Andrew Lubinga, aspirant. I humbly ask for your votes. I humbly ask for your trust. I humbly ask for your prayers. I humbly ask for your support. I promise the best leadership ever. Trust me and you won't regret. You should save the hill to build for the future. Have a good night, my dear people.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable, for your last final remarks. And let me request you this on behalf of Short Reagan. As you know, this is a personal project, and the university normally funds projects of association. So as you put it in your mind to always at least give assistance to these who come out with their innovations. Then again, let us receive another Honorable Grace Kyomuhendo Masi.
Much. Our host, Christopher. I appreciate everyone that has tuned in to listen. This is a project begun by our friend, as a legendary man from Choose, really. I appreciate everyone that has come to listen in, and I hope that they have really been inspired our to the SLC. I'm Mercy Grace. Once again requesting for your support and vote. Coming election. Thank you all. The producers and everyone. I highly appreciate everything.
Okay, thank you, Honorable, for your time. Thank you, Honorable, for your time. And lastly, let us welcome our angel.
Thank you so much for your everything. Hi to everyone. To request you guys to listen. Trust him with your votes. Believe he is his.
Thank you. allow me to thank our dear listeners who have been on this program, critical. Always tune in every Saturday from 8 to 10 to Light FM, the only radio station. I say allow me to sign up. Night.